Hi, Joel. What we're going to be talking about today is the neutral space plate
Mm,
and how we can use the neutral space plate to begin healing the inner child. When I
mm,
talk about that, what I'm trying to say is um, often we experience being like overwhelmed, like too
mm,
much data, too much information's coming in, and we just can't function properly because we're just overwhelmed. And often that being in that overwhelmed state can cause us to overreact
mm,
because we're overwhelmed, and
yep,
or underreact because we just are so overwhelmed.
mm.
So as it relates to healing the inner child, talk to us about how we can use the neutral space plate to begin healing that inner child so we are not, when we get a lot of data, we're able to handle it and deal with it. And it's not
Mm,
triggering what happened to our inner child.
yes. All right, Candace. So let's understand that the neutral space is helping you to be stable, which means it's helping you to be in your body, which means that it's helping you to be in real time. Now, in real time, I'm assuming that everybody listening to this is an adult or almost an adult. And so that's different from the part of you that's so open and so vulnerable and so scattered, sort of in a childlike way. And it's that childlike part. I mean, the good side of the inner child is you can take delight in a sunny day or in beautiful flowers or something. But of course, what you're
The
bringing up,
innocence, the innocence.
innocence. But the innocence is the one that if you get stuck in that persona, the childlike persona, instead of saying, okay, here I am in XYZ situation, and I'm just going to listen to what people say. I'm just going to be present and stable in my body. But the inner child might be saying, what am I doing here? And these people are smarter than me. And what do I do?
Well, and it also can trigger memories and experiences or trauma
Mm,
from when you were a child.
right. Yes. So being stable in your body means being stable in your body right now. And since you are an adult, or if you're a teenager, you're almost an adult, right here, right now,
Present moment.
present moment, as the famous book said, The Power of Now,
Yes.
if you can be more present in the present moment, you will not have a lot of those childlike experiences that do not serve you.
Right.
So when you interact with the neutral space, which you can easily do just by putting your hands on it or your fingertips, or just placing it right on your body, it helps your energy to stabilize. And it stabilizes into the present because that's where your body lives. And so in this present moment, it's easier to look at situations. It could be a situation that you're actually in, or a situation that you recently had, or it could be a situation that you're anticipating having.
Oh, wow.
And instead of that innocent part of you saying, oh my God, I'm overwhelmed. What do I do? I'm confused.
Or
Then
scared.
scared.
Right.
In present time, you can look at it and say, okay, I'm going to look at this situation and just be present with other people if other people are involved, or if it's a test you're about to take, if you're a student or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just go through each question and answer it to the best of my ability. And that's what the adult present time, being stable in the body, is able to do. And if
So,
you feel,
so often, I know personally, so if I get overwhelmed, I often might feel it somewhere in my body. Like I might feel it in my stomach, my solar plexus, or I
mm,
might feel it in my heart, like I can't breathe,
mm,
that anxious feeling. Um, so is there a way other than just,
mm,
holding it and breathing it that we can utilize the neutral space if
oh,
we're feeling it
absolutely.
specifically somewhere? Or
You
even
can,
in the mind, just like overwhelmed.
since the power forms work with energy, especially moving stuck energy, you can be an active agent for change in your own reality. So if everything's getting tight in the heart or the rib cage or the breathing, take your plate and you can sweep the tension. And as you sweep the tension, the finely tuned copper circuits that are layered into the product smooth and release trapped energy so that you can step into your body. And so the innocent part of you can do what it's best at, which is just hanging out and being present.
Or here.
You could definitely smooth your brain waves. Now, by the way, when I'm doing this, I'm smoothing out the aura, but I'm visualizing, imagining that I'm reaching right into the front of the brain.
Right, those antennas are just moving right in there and kind of smoothing everything out and making it all work together.
Yeah. And I always suggest visualize that you're working through the body.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, give us an example. Let's say, I had some trauma as a child. I was almost hit by a car, right? So, or I watched one of my family members get hit by a car, and so with that, there's this trauma where you freeze, you're scared, and that trauma comes up sometimes in life in places that might not have anything to do with a car, but it's that sense of fear, that comes from, that's irrational in the present moment because it doesn't make sense because there's no relationship.
Right.
So how do we use that to go back, kind of, if we can go back in time and look at that? I mean, we definitely want to deal with it in present moment, but is there a way to if we can identify it?
Absolutely. I would combine working in the moment with other techniques for working in the past.
Okay.
So to start, you're feeling that your body is tightening up, let's say, and you might not even know what it's in reaction to or what the original cause was. But for the moment, you want to sweep through whatever part of the body seems to be stuck. And you do that while breathing. And you do that while looking at the situation, because maybe you're about to make a presentation, let's say, at work, but you don't realize that your body is having a reaction to looking at maybe a camera on you or looking at the people in the room, and that's reminding you of when the headlights of a car were bearing down on you.
Right.
But for the moment, just get it smoothed out, and what it's doing is releasing the accumulated tension stuck in the nervous system.
From all the years of
whatever.
Of experiencing it. Every time you get in front of a camera or get in front of a group. It's like that fear just kind of gets really deep.
Yes. So then you want to go deeper, speaking of deep, and let's say that you do remember, ever since I was almost hit by that car, I've had a reaction when I look at people looking at me.
Or the lights from the camera.
Yeah, or I just feel the presence of people maybe scrutinizing me, or I'm imagining that they care enough to scrutinize me. So imagine the scene, the car was bearing down on you. First step, freeze time. So it's a flat, frozen picture. You don't want
now?
No.
Okay.
Of that time when a car almost hit you. Yeah. Then take your neutral space, and you could either do it for your body, or you could imagine that your child self is in front of you. And because you've frozen time, you're safe from the car, but your nervous system is still clutching.
So when you say freezing time, it's like taking a snapshot.
Very much.
Right. So we're taking a snapshot of that moment.
Yes. And it's not moving, which means that we have control. We can rethink the situation.
Oh.
So you're going to sweep through the child self in that moment and you will perhaps sense the tension. You'll be aware of it, or you'll feel it in your body. Now, either you can do it, as I said, on behalf of your child self directly on your body, or if you want to do it to an image of your child self that you just imagine. And just work slowly and mindfully, and it gradually melts away the tension layers.
You know, you could even do this where, I mean, I know I have memories of moments in my childhood where I was frightened, and I have the memories, but I don't know how those memories are impacting me. So I could literally go through the memories that I have and just work on those, balancing them out and cleaning them out.
Yeah.
From the inner child part.
Yes. And if you have only the vaguest notion, if you remember, oh, I remember somebody shouting at me, I don't remember the exact context, don't remember exactly what they said.
Oh, wow.
But just the idea of somebody shouting at you. Because
I think we all have some of those feelings.
Yes, and maybe you have details, maybe you don't. Maybe you've shut out the details because it's all too overwhelming. When you start to move the energy, you change the way your neurology, your nervous system is interacting with that scene. So in a sense, you're rewriting a new version of that. So the person was making rude comments to you, and if you tune into it, you might notice your nervous system is tightening up. So you imagine it. You could smooth out the scene. You could smooth out yourself. You could smooth out the other person if you want. And now your nervous system, each time you sweep through, it's smoothing it just a little bit more. So your nervous system is now experiencing, doesn't feel so bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing, Joel. I love that practice.
But I must include one more thing.
Oh, okay.
You put your neutral space on your solar plexus, which is the area just above the navel and below the rib cage, or maybe you want to put it directly on the navel. Just hold it there anytime you feel that your nervous system is running away with you. And it significantly helps you to just be present in the present moment. Present moment where you are an adult.
You could do that, literally just put it underneath your clothes. Like if you're going into a really important meeting or a meeting with your boss where you might be in trouble and you're all stressed out about it. And you
yes, make sure you affix it well so it doesn't come flying out of your clothing at some inopportune moment.
Right.
So I would suggest that.
Well, some great exercises, Joel. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Candace.
Bye-bye. For more training videos like this, and to ask your Powerforms questions, join our social forum at powerformshealing.com. It's free. powerformshealing.com.